Mesechta Menochos Daf Lamed Zayin Amud Aleph. We're starting from Lamed Vav Amud Beis. 3 lines from the bottom. Taner Abanan. Okay, here we go. Taner Abanan. You have it? 3 lines on the bottom. Lamed Vav Amud Beis. Taner Abanan. You learned. We're still in the midst of Tefillin. In the Torah it says, "V'negei to Tefillin ukshatim lois al yodecha." He uses the word yodecha. So how do we know that the Tefillin is put on the left hand, but you put it on with the right? But how do you know that the tefillin is supposed to rest on the left hand? So he says, because whenever it says the lashon yad yadecha, zusmela means left. Oh, fragt die Mutter, smile. Maybe I know what you mean. Efshement is the rechte hand. So the Mutter Tamad comes the Mutter, it says, look. Yadi, the Eibishter says, also my hand, Yaz the Ed that's created the earth, V'yamini, but by the word V'yamini, state nicht Yad. V'yamini, the right, Tibcha Shamayim, that with the palm of the Eibishter's right hand, he made the Shamayim. So where does it say the word Yad? On the left. On the Yamini, state nicht Yad. On Yamini it says, V'yamini, Tibcha Shamayim. So you know, wherever it says the word Yad, it's left. Okay? Another pasuk. It says by Yoda la Yosef Tishlachna Yamina Lehalnos Amelim. It says Yal. She was the wife of a tzaddik. It was Eishes Chaver Hakini, and she took the Sisa, who was the head general. She took a Yosed, a peg in one hand. A peg is that's what's Mahalta tent. When you want to make a tent, you push in a peg in the ground. So she had a peg, and with the right hand state, she pushed a peg. The yamina lahalmus amolim, the right hand was with the hammer to knock. So the word yada is the left because the yamina was holding the hammer. So the peg was the left hand. It says Yada by La Yosef.
So the ikar is the wrapping?
It's the ikar where it lies. It's supposed to be sitting. The coils have to be on the left hand. So she took the peg and put it through Sisra's head. Then you have by the words of the Idaim and the Hapasik, it says in the words of Asif, said HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Lama Tashav Yadcha. He says, why did you return your hand from beating our enemies? Why are you keeping your right hand bottled? Take out your right hand, fight, and get rid of the enemies. So what do you see? Which words? The Yamincha is the right. Lama Toshu Yadcha, that's the left. So you see, wherever it says Yad, it meeans left. That means we're now on the top of Lamed Zayin Amud Aleph. So others say Rabbi Yosef Chayra means that his nose was sunk into his face. It wasn't nice. So Tesa says it's just like a night, so that Maginat Tzaddik, how his nose was inside the chain.
Well, why do you have to tell him?
Why would we say such a thing? So Tesa says no. Chayrim Muzayin, the shtot, the city, the place where he came from. Rabbi Yosef in the city of Chayrim, as it says Tesa. Yeah, or the Odessa. Okay, Zak the Gemara Matzino. That's it. Zak the Gemara Matzino. We find you said Yad always means left. Look, I'll show you. It says Yad and it says by Yamin. Shenika Yad. Shenaba Yad Yosef. Yosef Yad Yamin Reish Ephraim. We see that Yaakov was put his right hand on the younger son and Ephraim. So Yosef wanted to take it away. But Bepel Mamish, what does it say? Yad Yaminoi. So you see, Yad is associated with the right, not with the left. And you said, wherever it says Yad, it means left. So, as says the Gemara, Ve'idach, Yad Yaminoi Ikri, Yad Stam Lo Ikri. So he answered like this: Yad, when it says Yaminoi, then Ataka means a right hand. But if it doesn't say Yaminoi, or nor it says Stam, it's without the word Yaminoi, it's left. So that's where we learn out. That's the first place where we learn out. First mucker, that the tefillin, the coils of the tefillin should be on the left hand. Now, Rabbi Nosson says, I learn out from somewhere else. I don't need all these psukim proving to me. Wherever it says, yeah, it automatically means left. It says usaftem. It says it next to each other. When you have one pasuk that's written next to each other, so we compare one to the other. Just like the writing is done with the right hand, you write with your right hand. So too, the putting on the coils, the twisting, the tying should be with the right hand onto the left hand. So that's how we know it has to be on the left hand. So he says, "Maksiva b'yad yamin." Just like when you write, it's the right hand. Akshira is b'yad yamin. Keeping the kshira b'yad yamin. Anach since the tying has to be with the right hand, obviously has to tie to something, to the left hand. So that's how we know it's the left hand. So he brings down over here. I'll get to it in a second. Let's go one more. Rabbi Yossi Achayim. What about Rabbi Yossi Achayim? We said okay. So the first one was Stam Yad means left. The second one is we compare Kshira to Ksiva. Third one you'll see a Chilik in Din. Rabbi Yossi Achayim paskins like the Hanocha Bismil Menola. How does he know that the coils have to be on the left hand? Oh, he learns it out from the same place of Abnoson. It says Kshiru and Ksiva in the Zolba Pasik, so we compare one to the other. Ravashi says no. We learn it out min yotcho. It says mitahei steht in yotcho mitalangechof. That's state in Shulchan. This is what we learn in Shulchan. Kosu oksiv. It says yotcho behei. That means Yad Keya, the schwacher hand, on the weaker hand. That's where it should be munach, the coils of the tefillin. So Amalei Rabbi Avashi ve'ema Yodcha shabakoyach. How do you know Yodcha is Yud Dalit Chof Hey? When it comes to a drasha, you could exchange a Hey for a Ches. Yad Koyach maybe it means a stronger hand. So Amalei says Miksiv Ches. This is a written Ches. He says you exchange a Hey for a Ches. If the hay doesn't have a drasha, then you exchange the hay, and tzumach na drasha, you say, is given naches. You exchange it. But as the hay alone, the hay itself, you can make a drasha, we stick the hay. Okay, what's going to be the chilik in din? Let's understand. So he says, look, if you go, if you say, you go, every time it says yad, it means the weaker hand. So even if you write with your, if you write with your left hand and you do everything with your right hand, right? So according to the one that says you go according to your left. Yad means left. No matter what, it's considered to be left. As you always go according to the left. I don't care if you write with your right. It's the left hand. The left hand is always the coils. Or you want to say the weaker hand. But let's say the right is the weaker hand. Yad Keya, then you would the tefillin has to rest on the right hand. According to the one that says Ukshatam Uksaftam, you go according to what he writes with. So even though his right hand is stronger and his left hand he writes with, but we go according to the way we write. That's what the Tzemach Tzedek says. But other Mefarshim say no, we don't go according to writing. We go according to Rei B'nei Adam. Rei B'nei Adam write with the right hand. So we always go according to the right hand.
Even though you can write with both hands.
Even though you could, what do they call it? Ambidextrous. You can write with both hands. So if you say yad is small, you go automatically to the left hand. If you say again, let's leave out that the weaker hand. If you go according to the weak hand, you have to look which is the weaker hand. You write with both. You see which is the weaker hand. It depends who you go. We'll learn like the Tzemach Tzedek. It goes according to what you write with. Okay. Sagt die Yemar, Kit Tanoi. This is a machlekes of Tanoim. The Torah wrote Yotcha Behei. That's so. Since it writes Yotcha Behei means the Yad Keya. It's small. That's normally the weaker hand is the left hand. Yotcha. You could have said Yotcha with a lange chaf, and it says Yotcha with a hey, chaf hey. Is Bala Rabbis Sagidim. It's coming to tell us if his hand is chopped off. So even in such a case, he's chayiv to put on tefillin. Let's say if it's his left hand, and his arm, the part that got chopped off, let's say his hand itself, or up to his elbow, he still could put it on his elbow. The elbow, right. Tanya Idach.
We can't put all the tzuris over there.
No. No, but that's fine. You put it on that arm. The main thing
is
is the kibbutz, the muscle. If he puts it on the muscle, it's fine. Tani Yidach, we learned another brisa. Shein Leisoya, somebody who doesn't have an arm, pat min tefillin. He's pat min tefillin shayad b'chlal, even on the right
I
hand.
think somebody has the Rebbe about it. The guy has no hands.
No, you can cup. Yosef Chazana went in for Yechidus. He was our classmate. He says he asked him about the hands. If he has, if he doesn't have a hand, so which hand do you put on? And then he says, "What's if he doesn't have a head?" And he went all in shock. He didn't know what to do.
They have asking if he has a hand.
Chazana, they never asked him.
If he has no hand,
Yeah, by Yechidus.
so you don't need no tefillin at all.
He didn't know what to answer. Anyway, he says he's patvin atun shayad. It's coming to tell you that even though his hand is chopped off, he's mechuyah to put on tefillin. So on the bottom, he says, Rashi says, there's no. Gida means amputated. His hand is amputated. So the Gemara says they're not arguing. The one that says he's potter is talking about his hand is amputated completely. He doesn't even have
The muscle.
the right. It's all the way, no bicep. It's above the bicep. And according to the one that says Yechayv and Tefillin, it's talking about that he has the part till the elbow.
What is the halacha of Maisa?
If the guy loses his arm, he puts it on the other arm.
But
Right.
you don't can't wrap, so wants to wrap it for you.
Yeah,
But somebody else will do it for him.
right.
Yeah.
Tanu
Some
Rabbanim,
people do it with the feet.
could be. Tanu Rabbanim, eater. Somebody who's a lefty, maniach tefillin b'yaminai. So he puts on tefillin, right, on the right. The right one, the right hand is going to have the coils because he has to do the mitzvah with the left. He's a lefty. Shehu's smailei, because that is the left. A lefty, by a lefty, the right hand is now the weaker hand. It's like a
And
left.
the left is the strong one.
And the left one is stronger. He says he puts on the tefillin with his left, which is small adam, which is the weaker of Bnei Adam, right? So the itayad puts it on. It says the itayad, a lefty, places the tefillin on the right, and what did we just say before? That Manich tefillin b'yamina, he puts on tefillin b'yamina, shehu nafshe smaila linya mitzvah v'dayv koyach b'smaila. So he says we learned another braysa. The Gemara is fakat. We learned just the opposite. That he doesn't put on. He puts on the tefillin with the right onto the left. Amabai kitanyahi. When is that braysa talking about? That when he's itayad, that he does like a regular righty. It's talking about b'shedel b'shnei yadav. But b'shedel b'shnei yadav means that he can write with both hands. So then he goes. So how? Oh, here we go. Ambidextrous. Ambidextrous. Very simple word.
Very simple.
Okay.
Probably all spell it here.
Yeah, that's not hard. Okay. Anyway, what do we got over here? So here we have. I know that I asked Zalman Shimon Devarkin because my right hand is stronger than the left hand, and I even eat. He was asking me what I eat with, so he asked me to start walking. And since I started with my left foot, he said you're lefty.
But it says ambidextrous is
Someone
both.
said it goes according to the writing.
How you write? How you write your checks? The left or the right?
Here we have a letter from the Rebbe. Rav Achas Rav Nasser Sheyichya Geraria is a shlich of the Rebbe in Buffalo. When I was a couple of years before my mitzvah, my father saw that I write with my left hand. So he asked the Rebbe, is it kedai to make him write, to stop making him write with the right hand, to withhold the shaila what to do? So the Rebbe answered, shaloi kedai, no, don't do that, because it could shot the gesund. And it says those that force to the left, they live shorter years. I saw that. When I reached
It's also the right. He's not
right, when I reached close to the bar mitzvah, my father turned to the Rebbe with the shaila, which hand should he put on tefillin? Since I write with the left and everything else I do with the right, so some tzaddik paskins not like the Alter Rebbe, so the Rebbe turned to the Ziknei Rabbani Anash. And Shmuel Levitin Alashoim Pam Amma. He said one time the Rebbe said to my father, "V'negeyo le'inyan halachosi." I mean, you have to. Okay, who's this? Harav Shmuel. Pana, and he asked the Rebbe, The Rebbe answered, Yanich b'yad smol kechol adam. The Rebbe said he should put on the left. So obviously you go according to the Kshira. He passed like the
No,
Tzemach
but he said
Tzedek.
he did everything with the right hand.
Right. And you go according to the writing. That's the Tzemach Tzedek.
He did other things with the right.
You go according to the Tzemach
Writing
Tzedek.
or did everything.
But here it says ambidextrous is not just writing; it's equal on both.
Both
strengths.
hands, right.
I'm saying not just writing, strength.
Okay. We're going to stop moving a little faster because we're going to lose time over there. Turn in the way Menashe, a chachman beis medrash of Menashe, he learned this following brayse. It says, Al Yotcha, Zuki Beides. Al Yotcha means, where should you put Al Yotcha? On the biceps, on the muscle. Yeah, on the muscles over there. Beinei Necha, Zukatka, it means on the forehead. Where exactly on the head? It means from the beginning of the hairline to where the soft spot of a year-old child, you'll see he has a soft spot. That's to where, yeah. So somebody has two heads, the one body, two heads. Which head does he put on tefillin? Is it the right? Yeah, Amalei. So Rebbe was very upset. He says, "Oy kum gelei, either exile yourself as a chutzpah keshayla, or take upon yourself excommunication. Because he's going to pass away. It could happen, but they don't live long. They pass away. It's because it's considered as a treifa. Siamese twin is Siamese twin is right.
Two heads,
one body, right. If it's twins connected, two bodies, and they're connected, it could happen.
Yeah, sure.
They're two hearts, two everything.
Right.
That's a different shaila. Oh, okay.
You said two heads, one body.
Right. So there was a story with Shlomo HaMelech that one of there was Bechair, and then this guy with the two heads, one child with two heads. So he wanted two chalakim because he's two people. So Shlomo HaMelech put a little bit of hot water on one head, and both heads were screaming, so he knew it's one body. It's one, one head. And in the meantime, Asahu Gavit, that person came. In the meantime, when he wanted, he should put himself in this. He wanted Plymouth to put himself in Chaim Fazah Shaila. Is he coming in that had a child with two heads, and he had a Shaila? How much do we have to give for pidyon b'cheir? For one head or for two? 5 shkolim or 10 shkolim? Asahu Saba. Saba says Rashi, whenever it says this elderly person came, it goes on Eliyahu Hanavi. So the Eliyahu Hanavi came, and he said, you have to give 10.
Two.
For two, yeah. Is it takas so the din? Have a positive there as Adam Shemayani from this that it says a double lashon. Redeem, you shall redeem. Zweimal padai tiv there. The zweimal din from Plia. That means afilu nitaf. Even if the bechayr was killed, he could have lived more than 30 days. Even if he was killed, so I would say, oh, it needs pidyon. Then comes the passing and says, ach, no, chilik. That if he's dead, you don't have to redeem him. Okay? So, but over here we're talking about it's as if he was killed because a person with two heads, he's not going to live because he's going to die. And then you have the Rashi from Hilchos Treifas. Oh, so we're soon going to get to that. But B'Pel Mamish, they don't live, so he considers it as it was killed with Teishleishim. And Rashi says there's another. Rashi and Chulin says when it's something extra, Kol Yeser Kinitul Dami. If there's an extra head, it's as if there's no head at all. It's garnish, so you don't. So it shouldn't be chayv at all. Not even one head. Kol Yeser is afilu the extra kaf nishdaten. Here, Kol Yeser Kinitul Ach sheish leishnei rosh marei keilu ein lei rosh klau utrevi. Okay. So the chayra, he shouldn't be. So he's not chayv in anything. It says Gemara Shani Hacha. Here it's different. By the tin that has two heads, the Begolgos first it's living. It's living now. So you looking. It's not there the case where he said you're not mechuyvim pidyon like you said before. He's not living, but here he's living. So maybe you have to give, and the Begolgos is talachmana, and it goes according to the head, meaning that David HaMelech, it says about Gilgelis, he says that he transferred the Kehuna Gedela from the Bechayrim to the Leviim. And there were 273 more Bechayrim. There was nowhere to redeem them because they redeemed one for another. Now you have 273. What do you do? So he went to that to redeem according to the heads, the 273 heads. So you see, you go according to the Gailis. The Tana said, it says, Yotcha, Zuki Beis. It goes on the muscle, on the biceps. In fact, you might know, how do we know that? The Tana Rabbanan, the Pasuk says, Al Yotcha. It doesn't say Bid Yotcha, it says Al Yotcha. Zuk Gaivish Bayad. So it's going on the raised part of the arm, which is the biceps. Maybe Al Yotcha means the palm of his hand. Mamish the hand. Why do you have to drey a cup and say it means over here? Yeah, Al Yotcha, even the hand. That's the hand. I'm going to tell you, just like when it says you have to put on the tefillin reish. Where do you put it? You don't put it beinei necha. You put it on the top, on the head. So too, al yatcha, just like beinei necha doesn't mean between the eyes, it means on the top. Al yatcha doesn't mean here, it means over here in the biceps. It's like the mother, I don't need this pasuk. It says, it should be to you as a sign. To you it should be as a sign, not to everybody. So if you put it here, everybody sees it. If you put it here and you put your sleeves over it, or you put on, so it's covered. It's only l'cha. It's to you as a sign, not l'achenim. That's where it's supposed to be put. Rabbi Yitzchak said, I don't need that pasuk. I have a different place. It says in the pasuk, "V'samtam as the vorei, place my words," meaning the pashas of the Torah are Hashem's words. Where should you place them? Eila al levavchem, on towards your heart. Ukshatam, it said tie it on your hands. Shetahei sinik left. It should be in a place where it's facing the heart. Over here, it's not facing the heart. Over here, it's facing. Right here, it's facing mamish the heart. There you go. Zak the Yamada.
You could make that face.
Okay. So and he says, I'll bring you proof. Put on the tefillin in a way that the tefillin should face the heart. Rav Yasser was sitting before Hameva. He had, his sleeve was torn. You could see his tefillin. Ashi said to Hameva, you're not allowed to have it revealed. It's torn your sleeve, everybody sees your tefillin, and it's supposed to be hidden. It has to be only to you as a testament. So he answered, Amalei b'mekayim lechala eis itma. It means in the place where it's supposed to be ice. Why did he have his sleeve torn? It says he had a wound. And if he would keep the shirt full, it put pressure from the tefillin on the wound. So that's why he tore it. But it has to be just to cover it. Yeah. That's the hiddah. That's where they get it from. But it says it has to be in the place where you could hide it, like kol harayah lebila kibila dami. Not that it has to be covered. If it's able to be covered, of course, l'chatchila should be that way. But maybe couldn't do that because he had a wound. Menola. I'm sorry. When it says Geivish Shabbat says Yomara Menola. From where do we know that the tefillin is over here on the top of the head? Maybe it means between the eyes. How do you know it means the top of the head? Maybe it means between the eyes. Maybe the what do you call the Korean?
Some guy, wear it like this.
Yeah.
Quran?
Karates. Yeah, I don't know what the
Quran is the Muslim.
not Muslim. It's a karates. Is that they only believed in the words exactly like it says. What? Whatever. Okay, never come in It says by the Knanim, they would, when they were in pain over a mace, they would rip out here over here in the top, by the top of the karcha. They would they pull out the hair and become bald right at the beginning of the hairline. So just like over there, when it talks about Bein Nechem, it means over here. It wasn't between the eyes. So too, when it says Bein Nechem, by the Kshir of Tefillin, it also means Begovi Shabarash. Here it says Malahalon. Just like when it says there Bein Nechem, it's the Begovi Shabarash. Makom Shaisa Karcha, the place where they made themselves bald. Avkam Begovi Shabarash. Makom Shaisa Karcha, and that place where the beginning of the hairline is. I don't need that pasuk. I'm going to tell you, it says in the pasuk when they gave it to the tefillin, Hanach tefillin b'yad, Hanach tefillin b'reish. It says put on the tefillin b'yad and the tefillin b'reish. Mala ha'olam. Right. So it's just like the Tefillin Shayah, the Torah says, "B'mak maroi l'tameh b'nega echot." We're talking, Sefan, there's two different categories of tzaras. If it's on the skin, then it has to be white with two white hairs in the discoloration. If it's between the hair, so it has to be white in the skin of the head, and it has to be two yellow hairs. It's different. So he says it has to be one category. Just like by Yotcha, the only type of tzaras is on the skin, which is a discoloration with two white hairs. Afkan with one nega. But if it's beinei necha, and the tefillin not only goes on the skin between the eyebrows, it goes on the eyebrows, and in the eyebrows it's a different sug tzaras. So you have two tzaras in there, two sugim. No, lafugi beinei necha. Ika basa seya, you have sai, the basa with the white hair, and the ika seya lavan, which the ika seya lavan that where. It has to be discoloration with the white hair. The ikanami seya tzahiv, you need, because of the eyebrows, yellow hair, whatever, a different color, yellow, like gold. So now we're going to go into the mitzvah of tzitzis, which will continue into the next pedic. Aber tzitziyos mi'akev u'azu. The four tzitziyos is ma'akev, one the other. Shabbat mitzvah achas. All four are one mitzvah. Rabbi Shmuel says all four are four mitzvahs. Each one is a mitzvah.
What is missing is no good.
It's no good. Rabbi Shmuel says, and it's one mitzvah. The only thing that Rabbi Shmuel argues, Rabbi Shmuel says you're not yotze till you have taka four kamfes, but you started the mitzvah. It's the tzitzis, each one is a separate mitzvah. When you have the four kamfes, there's four mitzvahs. What's the chiluk between the Tanakama who says it's one mitzvah and Rabbi Shmuel says it's four? I'm Rabbi Yosef. The chiluk will be, by tzitzis, you're allowed to. There's an exception. You're allowed to wear shatnez. The beged can sein pishton, and the tzitzis can sein vol. So this is only that you can wear it. You can't wear shatnez. You're not allowed to wear it. So according to the one that says the only time when the mitzvah tzitzis kicks in is only when you have all four. So let's say you had only one corner with tzitzis. Right. You're not allowed to wear it. But according to Rabbi Shmuel, you're allowed because the mitzvah tzitzis is there, is already there even by one. So therefore, you're not over in shatnez. The chiluk will be, let's say, you cut one corner and now you have five corners. So he says the mitzvah is on each corner separately. According to Rabbi Shmuel, you need to have on all five corners. He says the case of Rav Huna is the chiluk. Rav Huna said on Shabbos, you're allowed to go with a beged because a beged is a chelik from the guf. But what's if you have tzitzis, which is, if it's part of the beged, is good. So if not, you're carrying on Shabbos. From the Shusarab to the Daladam is Shusarab, not Shusarab, Shusayachid. But according to Rabbi Shmuel, you're not either because the tzitzis, even with one, you still it's a tachshit to the beged. It's a mitzvah. Okay. Somebody who cut one of the corners, and now it's five corners. He says it's nothing because shavya talis bailas chamish. Because now you have a talis with five corners, which is also chayv and tzitzis. Somebody who covered one corner, he folded over one corner and made it round. He just folded it over. My time, the command, the sharia dami, because it's like it's open. He folded, it's going to open. Even if he made a bow, it's going to open. So therefore, it's not going to be considered a beged from dry kamfes. It's abba kamfes.
Still have a comfort. So you need tzitzis then?
It needs tzitzis, sure. Nami also we learned in another Mishnah. Meaning you can't say I'm part of tzitzis because it's folded over. It's considered as four kamfes. A beged from dalet kamfes muzam tzitzis. Nami also learned in the Mishnah kol chamasses hatsudes. All these. What do they call these? They bags, but it's not just it's a leather bag, which you carry stuff in it. So he says atahides. If it's tied just on the bottom, it's tahor because it's not mekabel tuma. If anything it touch, it has to be a kli to be mekabel tuma. This is a keli. It's a bag, a leather bag, a leather pouch, but it's tied on the bottom, so it's going to open. So it's not considered as a keli because it says a pomegranate could fall through it. So something that could fall through it, it's not a keli. Zok the Gemara, but chutz min shel habayim. But the Arabs, they use it as a keli even when it's just tied a little. This is their derech, so it is considered as a kli, which is mekabel tuma. This person who didn't only fold over one corner, but he sewed up the corner. He sewed it up. He says it's nothing. It's still considered four corners. Why? Because the imi is a if he didn't want that fourth corner, live's sake, he should have cut it and made it round, and throw away the material. But he didn't do that. He folded up. He's saving it. He folded up like when you sometimes your pants gets bigger. You know you're going to get bigger soon. So the pants is meant to be open soon to size to 40 or 45, whatever. He takes it in, but he doesn't cut it. He doesn't think he's going to stay skinny. It's coming out. It's going to open. Think positive. Okay. Zagi Yimari, Yishmael Eima. The four tzitzis, Abba mitzvahs, four separate mitzvahs. I look at Yishmael that the four comfies on each konof, the tzitzis is a separate mitzvah. The halach is not like Rabbi Yehuda, who says in the name of Rabbi Yishmael that each tzitzah is a separate mitzvah. Ravina was following Ma Bar Ravashi on the Shabbos before the Yom
Have
Tov.
you come to the conclusion that it's a separate mitzvah based on what the Rosh?
Oh, how did he? He didn't bring it down here. We're going to probably have it later. I didn't see a mucker to it. I didn't see a mucker here. Here is obviously not the mucker. He doesn't even say clearly what Rabbi Shmuel's shita is. Okay, Ravina, he's just saying my benai and he's saying chilukim, but he didn't say Rabbi Shmuel Omer. You understand? He says it doesn't. It doesn't say 39. I'm going to look a second. No, he doesn't say. Okay, Zaki Mari Ravina was following Ravashi. It was the Shabbos before Yom Tov, and he had to give the drasha before the mashal Shabbos Hagadol. Other Shlishim Yom from Bnei Achag. And it was that Shabbos. And the one corner was cut off. And Ravina didn't tell Ravashi anything. When he came to the house, he told Ravina, listen, your tzitzis is a main corner. So Mahasam Ipsik, and he tells you know where it tore? It tore way back. So he said, if you would have told me immediately, I would have thrown off the bag off my body from there. It was Shabbos. So he answered back, Ravina. He says, he says, I didn't want to be Mezalzel Talmud Chacham. If you would have to take it off there, it would be a bizayon. So for covered abriyas, I didn't tell you. Taguma, the Rabba Shaba Kamed Rav Kahana. Rabba Shaba Kamed Rav Kahana explained like this: that this Hayra was not said only be lav the loy sasur. He says, when do you say God will cover the abriyas? That you override Aveda only if it's Isa de Rabbanan. And this can Isa de Minatera. Vikadami, other say was like this. So there obviously was Minatera. So that's why he was upset, Ravashi. Vikadami, other say Mahasam Amalei. Ravina said to Mabar Ravashi immediately. He told him right away. It's no good. My daitach. He says, Lemishde, that I was, what do you think I was supposed to? I'm supposed to throw it off right now, so I shouldn't be Ivan Isa tilt to the shot which was happening. So the Gemara asked him Mabar Rashi, Rabbar Shabbat Kamed Rav Kana only beloved the Leisasa, only when it's a Isra Abanan. That's when you could overcover the bris, overrides a Isa. Aber nicht kein Isa min Atera. Aber da over here you weren't. you have to take it off, and Ravashi didn't want to take it off. And the Gemara Hachanami over here was also loisos isle abonon, because Carmelis, so now Carmelis is nishken shesab, nishken shesayach. It's only with the abonon. It's not this karka is only a isle abonon to carry from a shesab to a Carmelis.